morning. This is George Kachuk with RCM Wealth Advisors reporting to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Well, here we are halfway through August, and the equity markets are basically back in a confirmed uptrend. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on in the equity markets. A few weeks ago, it looked soft. It looked like that correction we're all waiting for is going to happen, and yet the market pulled back, firmed up, and last week I talked about how we saw some healthy sector rotation. Then last Wednesday, we pretty much got a buy signal and a follow-through day. So let's talk about what's going on in equity markets. Well, really, it's being led by the NASDAQ. In fact, the NASDAQ this morning is at 14-year highs, trading above 4,500 level. It's shown some good support at the 4,400 level. So if it can stay above this 4,485 level, that again supports our thesis of the market's confirmed uptrend. Now the S&P 500 is lagging a little bit. It was struggling at its 50-day moving average, although we did see a healthy bounce off the 1900 level. So we continue to see some pretty good healthy support at S&P between 1930 and 1900 level. Of course, upside resistance will be at 1991. If it can take that out, that'll be a new high for the S&P 500. Now the Russell 2000, that's the small cap index, is still kind of lagging. It's showing some resistance as 200-day moving average. That's at about the 1150 area. However, it is showing some support at the 1100 area. So again, this seems to be the weaker of all the indexes. So pretty much telling you might want to move away from these, at least at this time. Now the Dow is showing some solid support at the 16,300 level. That was this 200-day moving average, bounced off of there. And of course, upside resistance is going to be at about 17,150. And the strongest of these indexes is the NASDAQ 100. That pretty much on Friday closed at a new 14-year high. And that is comprised of basically big cap technology stocks. So that's like where you might want to put your focus in this market. So speaking of those, we're seeing a lot of setups. I mean, a lot of setups of good quality stocks, growth stocks that are setting up. So I want to talk about some of those. So let's start with Facebook, symbol FB. Basically, it's formed a 3 weeks tight pattern. It broke out a few weeks ago past a 68.45 buy point. Then after earnings had a buyable gap up of about that $75 level. Traded down a little, but traded very tight. And it's formed, if you look in a weekly chart, what's called a 3 weeks tight pattern. And that tells us that there's strong institutional accumulation. So what I'm looking for, if it can take out the 75.60 area on huge volume, that may be another area for you to add more shares to it if you're not in it, or initiate shares at it at that point. Apple formed similar 3 weeks tight pattern a few weeks ago. That was right around the 95 area. So it's still viable at these levels. Other setups we're seeing is Netflix is fast approaching a 476 buy point from a cup-shaped base. If it can take that out in big volume, that's something you might want to consider. Avago, one of our favorite semiconductor stocks, had a little struggle around the 70 area. However, last Thursday and Friday in big volume, it went up above its 50-day moving average. So it's actually playable right in this area. Some of the big cap biotech stocks continue to do well. Gilead's extended its runaway, nowhere to add to it now. It's trading past 100 today. Let's call it Jesse Livermore's century mark. So we'll see how we can hold up there. But Celgene's actually breaking out this morning past the 90.50 buy point. Volume's acting very heavy. If it holds above that, you can probably buy it up to about $95, and that's a tradable idea. Biogen's in the buy zone. It's above its 332 area. I wouldn't chase it past 350. However, Biogen's a late stage base, so that carries a little bit more risk with it. Regeneron similarly is approaching a buy point at 352. It's trading just a little bit below that. Now, Priceline's a stock that traded above 1,300 and has retreated a little bit, but it's still above the 1264. That was an alternate early buy point. So you might want to see how that acts, but if you see it getting above that $1,300 level, you can add there, or the more aggressive trader you can add in right now. Now, we're also seeing in some of the smaller stocks some pretty solid accumulation. One of them I've talked about before is Jazz Pharmaceuticals. They have their narcolepsy drug, Xyrem. Just kidding. Okay. And they're actually saw some strong accumulation right about the 130 level, and they're trading above 150. So they're kind of playable right in here, but realize it still may trade down to the 130 level. Another stock which we're seeing some very strong accumulations moving sideways is 58.com. That's a Chinese internet online company, the symbol WUBA. Strong accumulation right around the $50 level, but be careful, they report earnings on Thursday, so we'll never know what's going to happen. Okay, and now for the disclaimer, all the things that keep me out of jail. None of these are actual buy recommendations. You should always consult with your financial advisor. And for full disclosure, we do own Gilead, Facebook, Apple, Priceline, Palo Alto. Did I forget any? That's about it out of all the stocks that I mentioned. So as always, let price and volume be your guide. Don't chase anything. Don't let the headlines distract you. Keep your eye focused on the quality stocks, and they're going to tell you which way they're going to be going. This is George Kachuk, RCM Wealth Advisors, reporting to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Good luck trading.